Fighter 6. Fighting ground. Practice versus one-on-one.
Next up, stage selection. The stage is set. It's time to select a character. Both sides ready to roll, and we're getting into the match.
All right, I'm ready.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. Blocks the jump in. The low heavy hits. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Are they trying to bait out the jump? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Trips him up. Denies the push with a drive reversal. Smart move. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Forcefully closes the gap. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Gets the jump in. Doesn't miss a beat. Player 1 will have to fight back here without any drive. Both can end the round now, and the drive gauge disparity may come into play. Time's the only thing moving here. From up above. Okay, oh. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Projectile to try and change the situation. Gets the combo. Jumps in. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
What's wrong? Get up.
Player 1's rising uppercut. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they all in with a rush? What'll happen here? Presses for a reaction with a fireball. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Checks with a medium kick. Barely ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. Did not miss that chance and takes the round. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that comeback. Connect with medium kick. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Can they convert this punish counter opportunity into something? Solid combo. Gets the jump in. They saw a path and they took it. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. They continue to battle it out in the middle of the stage. Medium kick. Going in. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Checks with a medium kick. Awesome! Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Barely blocks the jump in. Medium kick hits. Quick breather. Bumps up. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump ins at this range. Jumps in. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player 2 opts for the critical art. Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler here. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need. Okay, here we go. Jump denies the jump in attempt. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Barely blocks the jump in. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Deftly shuts out the jump in. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. What are they thinking here? This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. Denying them a breather there with a long-range fireball. Still slugging it out here. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. All right, what's coming up next? Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Life Legal brings out the super art. Good heads-up play going for that combo to do enough damage to finish the round. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Throws a fireball. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player 1 can build off this lead. Time to sit on the lead. Flash knuckle. Going in. Backs them into the corner in a hurry. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. The big flex. The broken jaw. Shoryuken!
What's wrong? Get up!
Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? The jump-in is denied. Knocked them out of the air. Back dashes for space. Checks with a sandwich. This can lead to some big damage. Flatline zone. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection. The scene is set. Who's gonna be in the starring role? Our fighters have chosen their characters. The battle is just seconds away. What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Definitely saw that counter coming. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. What are they thinking here? Player 2 has them legit shook in the corner. Drive rush. Gets in their face. Throws them to negate the block. Okay, they trade hits. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Checks them with a projectile. Goes for the super art. James takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. How's this round going to develop? Are they going to fill up their super meter for a small advantage or springs forward with the drive rush? Closes the distance. Throws a fireball. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Smart play with the throw. Medium kick. Knockdown and Medium kick hits. A real test of nerves here. Awesome. Springs forward with the drive rush.
All in with a rough medium kick.
This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. Superb reactions on display. Connects with medium kick. Player one makes it look easy. Perfect cage management. Checks with a sandball. This is gonna hurt. Too slow. The Pale Rider's calling. Looking to put him 6 feet under with his falling.
Yo, you good?
Player one has the super gauge and adds a bit of OD spice there. Tons of space between a forward run. Escapes the corner. Fires a blast. A jump in. Links it. Player one needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. There's a drive impact. Oh, that combo finishes it. Player two really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. A trade, but they're not worried. Smart play with the throw. Brushes that off and keeps going. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Definitely answers the air attack. Knockdown. Good job blocking the jump in. Good KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes with a projectile for their opening shot. Gets the jump in. Doesn't miss a beat. Dashes forward. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Jumps in. A super arc. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Did not miss that chance and takes the round. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Checks with a sandblast. The last round. Clutch anti-air. Links it. Combo. Nothing stops this train. Super arc to show them what a PhD and fighters can do for you. Ends it all up with super. Not shy one bit about it.
Yo, you good?
Player one is barely hanging on to their last bit of drive. Where you go? Drive rush. Player one tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. These fighters are swinging. This is gonna hurt. Medium kick into. Jump goes airborne. Bruce burns out. Perfect. Oh, it's enough. Player two clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that rundown. The impact doesn't do anything. Forcefully closes the gap. Big counter. Both fighters have used up a generous amount of drive already. Are they going to press on the attack or hang back? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Punishes that ill-timed attack with a drive impact. Very bad choice there. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Experiencing burnout. In a dire situation. Gets him. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Immediate jump in. Can't tech the throw. Shows a medium kick. Checks with a medium kick. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Hits him with a stop and bop. Dashes. Scrapping it out up close. Avoids getting stuck in the corner somehow. Does a good job escaping the corner. Whips with that huge attack. Handle with care. You can't drop drive impacts. Player one will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Brushes that off and keeps going. Medium kick hits. Gotta be careful. Sets up with a jump in. Too slow. Yo, are they actually dead? Flatline zone. Player two brings it.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection.
Training room.
Now that we know our stage, it's time to select the character. Our fighters have selected their characters, and they're ready for business.
I'm ready.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Good anti-air. The impact gets blocked. Blocks the impact, but they're still pushed back. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. All right. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Consistent anti-air is huge because shutting down the air game will let you dictate the pace of the match much easier. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Projectile to try and change the situation. Time's the only thing moving here. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Feeling out the spacing. Taking stock. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Sandblast! Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Blast them! Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Are they thinking about how to steal this round? Anything could happen here. Sticks them. It's a good spot to use the super. Player two might have just shifted this round into high gear. Fireball into the corner. The projectile connects, not giving the opponent any chances. Player one with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Shoots off a fireball up close. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player one can't use any drive moves without burning out. Can they stop this life lead from getting bigger? There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. Jumps up. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Brushes that off and keeps going. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Hits back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
What's wrong? Get up!
Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Sandblast! Oh! The move whiffs and they get nailed with the punish counter. That's how you capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Get the punish counter by waiting for the opponent to whiff an attack and then strike without hesitation. Player one with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Checks with the projectile. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Are they trying to beat out the jump? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Uses the drive rush here to KO. Player one sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Goes to the overdrive. Dashes up. They exchange blows. Still slugging it out at this range, keeping them away. Sandblast. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Uses the gauge for a super arm.
Too slow.
The Pale Rider hits. Now they've got him trapped. How are they gonna get out?
Good.
Player one has the deck stacked against them. Can they squeeze out a win here? Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. The match just started. It's anyone's game. Player
All in with a rush.
excellent block. Player one will need to play it conservative, experiencing burnout. Player one will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Medium kick.
And eats it.
Nice fireball. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Throws up above. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. Halfway through the round.
Links it.
At the midway point of the round. Both fighters are down to half life. A jump in. Forward rush.
All in with a rush.
Okay, here we go. What are they gonna do? Nice fireball. A jump, reads the jump in perfectly. Player two has the super gauge advantage.
Oh, looking for the definitive end to this round with a level 3 super. Player one comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all.
Goes for a risky overdrive. Player one chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Goes for the fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Connects with medium kick. Fires off the Shinku Hadouken. Are they thinking about how experiencing burnout? Player two can't afford this KO. Player one takes up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Who's going to start things off? Shows the medium kick. Player one kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Long low attack hits. Uses a long range attack there to zone them perfectly. Checks them with the projectile. Springs forward with the drive rush. Medium kick hits. Sandblast. Player one can't use any drive moves without burning out. Burnout activates. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. They are absolutely wailing on each other in the middle of the stage. Barely blocks the jump in. Shows a medium kick. Rising uppercut. Life
All in with a rush.
both absolutely refuse. What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fighting ground. One-on-one.
Next up, stage selection.
Hindu temple.
Are they going to go with their main character?
Earn my stripes 'cause you know I'm doing God with it. Journey
Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
call me crazy, but you
All right,
is not my
I'm ready.
psychiatrist.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. both fighters will need to bring their A-game to the table. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. The combo's there. Backs them into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Absorbs the attack and fires back. And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Overhead. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Flash them. They choose to spend the meter to up the damage by a bit. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Blocks it. Hits with the overhead. Dashes. Not much life left, but their drive usage may save them. Bends the meter. KO! That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Round 1.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Jumps in. Big counter. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. What are these fighters thinking now? The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Good job blocking the jumper. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. It's a good KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on, keeping them away. That combo did decent damage. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Still scrapping for control of the space. Links it! Experiencing burnout. Pops off the tank and scores the win. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Throws a fireball. They trade hits, and now? Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full. Will this super art connect? Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Does a good job of pushing back. Did well to get the buff in there. Checks him with the projectile. Sandblast! Spins the KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Pokes with a medium kick. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Blossom throws a fireball. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Shows the medium kick. It's a good spot to use the super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
They just made that very tricky combo click in there. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
turn. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection. Now that we know our stage, it's time to select the character.
I'm like a diamond, I shine under pressure. But life's been
Open those
trying me
shutters.
hard,
We're ready to fight.
I realize I gotta kill 'em my place.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Let us round 1.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Drive reversal to break in. Wants the reset enough to burn some drive gauge. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Throw hits. Now the fun begins. Was well in range to score the throw. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player 2 has not been shy about using their drive gauge. A depleted drive gauge will really limit their options here. Smart meter management is one of the keys to winning, so they'll have to keep tabs on that if they want to win this match. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner. Bends the meter, hoping for a KO. Player 2 with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. Sandblast. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Player 1 goes for the Shin Hashogeki. They're going for the super art, still scrapping for control of the space. Awesome! Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Burnout dissipates. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they gut punch shreds them? Noticeable life with springs full flatline zone. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Sandblast. The impact doesn't do anything. Jump reads the jump in perfectly. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Player 1 with a slight lead uses the drive gauge. What crumbles from above? Super art to show them what our PhD and fighters can do for you. The Pale Rider's calling. Looking to put up 6 feet under with this bowling. Player 1 is in burnout state, betting it all on the drive rush. Player 2 can't let this simmer. Oh, yo, Rock Super here. What are they gonna do? Checks with a sandblast. The drive impact doesn't work. I can't believe it. They can't get hit here. But they are done. Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. They exchange blows. Scrapping it out up close. Player 1 with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Shoots off a fireball up close. Burnout is triggered. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Anything could happen here. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Taking stock. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fire. KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. This is gonna be bad news. Perfect input, not letting up. Doesn't miss a beat. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Goes for the Shin Hashogeki. Looking for a chance. Barely blocks the jump in. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player 2
It's a good spot
to use the super. The Pale Rider hits.
Now they've got him trapped. How are they gonna get out?
Good?
Player 2 is in a very good spot now.
This can lead. What a finish! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Sandblast! We're just getting started here. Who will take control? The match just started. It's anyone's game.
All in with the rush.
Player 1 needs to take advantage of
Linkshin. Player charges up the plasma. Both sides getting ready.
Okay, nobody blink. What are they gonna do? Shakes things up with a fireball. Excellent block. Medium kick into a real test of nerves here. A jump sets up with the jump in. Here comes a big combo.
Do they have what it takes to steal them? That was a magical shot.
Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back.
What's that off?
Perfect input. Not letting up. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Managing their drive gauge well here can open up a lot of good chances for them later in the round. Taking stock. Adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Projectile to KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 1 chases them down. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Shows a medium kick. Sandblast! Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. They're in the corner and the beatdown continues. Still slugging it out at this range. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fire. Closes it out! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. That's the counter. Blossom! Fires a blast! Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Ooh, the drive impact hits for a punish! Player 1
is super hard to show them what a PhD and fighters can do for you.
Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales.
Good?
Player 1 is looking at a grim, excellent block. Back into the corner.
What setup do they have?
Gets the counter hit. Keeps him out. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. Both fighters are playing with a full deck of drive. They need to show their hand and do something with it. Imposes their will spectacularly for the win. Player 2
Made some smart moves there. Great game.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Time to select a stage. The stage is set. It's time to select a character.
I'm like a diamond, I shine under pressure.
These two fighters are looking more than ready to lock horns.
All right, realize I gotta kill him.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Let us round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round.
Where you going?
uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Decent damage. What's next? Both fighters have used up a generous amount of drive already. Drive gauge is at the limit for both fighters. Neither of them willing to back off here. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. We're near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull KO? Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Fight!
They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. That drive impact is blocked. You can block impacts, but you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Player two holding on to that corner advantage. Goes for the Shin Hashogeki. Looking to impress with this super. Player two is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. From upstairs. Scrapping it out up close. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Are we gonna see a comeback? What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. We're here in the first round. Rushes that off and keeps going. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Was that a good decision? Player two will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Neither of them willing to back off here. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. That's some big heats it up with a combo KO! Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Takes up the counter. This is going to be huge. Going in. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Fires without warning. They're trading attacks. Links it. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Sandblast. Drive rush to keep it going. Medium kick. Oh, here we go. Both of them back off. They may be preparing for the final exchange. They gotta dig down deep here. They're using a fireball to force a reaction. Looking for a hold. These fighters are swinging for control of the match. Who's gonna take it? Jumps! Links it! Flatlines them. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Who will come out on top in this final round? Big all in with the rush. Connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Player one with a slight lead. Drive rush. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Player two is in a very nothing stops this train. Turning it right up with the super. Spends it all on the super. Not shy one bit about it.
You good?
Player one is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Okay, here we go. Player one can't win this without pulling the trigger. What now? Who will set the bait at this range? Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Checking with the fireball. How getting it all of it is over.
Loop!
Player two gets the win in a convincing fashion. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Hits them in the gut. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Escapes the corner to reset the situation. Both fighters will want to utilize what little drive gauge they have. Is it time to go on the offensive, or will they try to turtle up? This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Dashes forward. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 2 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? The jump-in is denied. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out?
This Shin Hashogaki is gonna sting!
A quick breather. Now, can they finish the job? Goes for ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Uses the gauge for the super! They're not playing around here. Player 2 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Drive rush to keep it going.
All in with a rush!
Finds the target. KO. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Time to select a stage. Now that we know our stage, it's time to select the character.
Earn my stripes, cause you know I'm do or die with it.
Our fighters have chosen their characters. The battle is just seconds away. What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Shows the overhead. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Blocks the jump in. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player 2 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. They can open up this round big by converting this punish time. Sticks the combo. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Strings it all together. Shoots off a fireball up close. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Both fighters are barely alive. Fish experiencing burn. KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Neither of them willing to back off. Looking to impress with this super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. They must have a game plan here with the critical art on deck, but flatlines on. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Long-range fireball to break the silence. Fires without warning. We're just getting started here. Who will take control? Player 1 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management.
All in with a rush!
Both sides getting ready. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. They're taking a step back. Sets up with the jump in. Nice fireball. Checks with a sandblast. Big parry. Shows off a parry. Breaks it. There's a burnout. What a finish. Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Changes things up with an overhead. They choose to spend the meter to up the damage by a bit. Will this decision pay off for them? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Knockdown. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Heats it up with a comp, wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Who's going to start things off? Flash knuckle. Doesn't miss a beat. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Still slugging it out at this range. Throws a fireball. A trade, but they're not worried. A real leg change. Turns out, raw critical. What's gonna happen? This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. The next touch may decide this round. Oh boy, totally flatlines them. Player 2 is a force to be reckoned with.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. They trade hits. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Throws out a projectile, denying them a breather there with a long-range fireball. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Player 1 chases them down. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with Getsu. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Smart throw, that'll do more damage than usual. Hits them with the counter throw. Perfect input, not letting up. What'll happen here? Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fire. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. There's no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. Taking no prisoners. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opens with a jump in. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Gets the combo. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Leg sync! Oh, the throw connects. What now? Jumps! Catches all in with a rush! Okay, here we go. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Sticks out a kick. Player 1 can't use any drive. They're just gonna go for it with the super. The next touch may decide this round. Excellent block. Leg sync. Are you kidding me? Player 1 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way.